Hey guys, Shinchi42 here. So in this video, I'm going to talk about Zone 2. So let's go ahead and click this eye icon here, the information tab. And actually you can see what the date recruited for your commander is, the star level, rarity, and how many kills it had completed, and how many barbarian kills it has. So in here also, there is a history background about who Zone 2 is. And I do want to say that the Art of War, there is actually a book about it, and you guys could Google that or search that on Amazon, and you guys can actually buy the Art of War book. And it's interesting, right? So let's look at Zunchu's first skill. So this is the Art of War, and it has a rage requirement of 1000. And it says here that there's a damage factor up to 450 and 3 targets at the most in a fan-shaped area. So it also deals an additional damage of 150 to them in the next turn. And also Zunchu would gain 50 rage from each target hit. So each target hit. So let's say if there is like 3 targets in this area, in the fan-shaped area, then Zunchu hits them, so he's gonna gain 50 rage from that hit. That's a pretty good deal, right? He's gonna restore his rage fairly quick, and he's gonna be able to cast his skill again. So this Art of War skill is really effective. Let's say you have like 3 battalions or 4 battalions that are going against you, and you're basically in a big clash. So when Zunchu start casting that skill, everybody that is around him is gonna get damaged. But the downside about this is if you have allies, and with this game you can't like have protection against with your allies. So if Zuntu casts that skill, he's gonna damage his allies as well. So just be careful when you're using Zuntu. He's a very good nuker, but he has some downsides. So let's look at the second skill that Zunju has. This is the Philosophy of War. So this is a passive skill. This is basically his defender's attribute skill. And as you can see here, this is the damage reduction skill. So if Zuntu is actually in the garrison, and if he's serving in the garrison and then you guys get attacked, so the garrison troop damage reduction would reduce to 4% at level 4. And at level 5, it will be 5%. So Zuntu, this is a great skill for him if he is going to serve as a garrison commander. So just to let you know is that this is only going to take effect if he is actually in your garrison. So now let's look at the third skill of Zuntu. This is the Master Strategist skill. Now this is a passive skill, and again, this is complementary to the attribute, which is the infantry attribute. As you can see, the skill's description is basically mainly focusing on infantry units. So let's look at the description actually. It says here, troop damage reduction increased by 4%, and infantry health units increases by 4%. So this is at level 1. So once you've reached level 5, it would reach to damage taken reduced by 10% and infantry health bonus at 10%. So if you want to focus Zone 2 into this infantry path, this is something that you want to probably focus on upgrading right away, and make sure to max it out before getting that fourth skill available. So this is a great skill for infantry units, but for me, I'm not really utilizing it as much because I'm not sending a lot of infantry units when I send out Zone 2. More like I send a mixed unit when I use Zone 2. So my Zone 2 is going to be more of a nuker, and I'll talk about that in a little bit here. The fourth skill of Zone 2 is ever-changing tactics. Why it's named this way? Maybe Zone 2 was a very indecisive commander back then, but this is quite funny. Anyway, this is a passive skill. It says here increases active skill damage by 5% at level 1 and up to 20% at the level 5. Now, this is a great and amazing skill because this really complements the nuker attribute of Zone 2, which makes his Art of War skill be a lot more powerful with this ever-changing tactics because Zone 2 is quite indecisive. Now, this is my talent path for Zone 2. I've actually finished the nuker path for him, and I've actually tried to branch out into the support path, which is also the defense path. And as you can see, I've started to branch out in here in the troop health, and I'm actually going to finish it up until fight till the end and medical corps. And also, I may or may not add this great maneuver, but this is another option. And also this skill right here, since you're already close to that finishing at the end, might as well finish everything in that side. And then after that, I'm going to focus on the infantry path. If I still have more talents to spare, I will definitely focus on that infantry pad to make Zun 2 a lot more powerful. So one of the few things that you need to be careful of when you're farming with Zun 2 is that he is going to cast the Art of War skill, which is an AoE, and it could attract some unwanted enemies that in your area or unwanted barbarians. Let's say if this level 20 gets a little bit closer, it will be attracted to this battle with Zun 2 and the other barbarians. So let's see, look at this level 19. I feel like I'm going to attract them soon. They keep getting closer. Look at that. There's a hit with that level 20 barbarians, and now I'm fighting with 2 barbarians. So this is one of the disadvantages of Zun 2 is because of his AoE skills. He will start to attract a lot of barbarians if you're farming. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to be shocked why you lost the battle. But during wars against like players versus player, this is actually a benefit because then you're going to be targeting multiple enemies in one target. Sorry, multiple enemies in one cast. And see, my Zun 2 is now fighting this level 20, and I'm getting chased. So let's actually look at the battle log of this battle. And I'm going to scroll down to turn 10, as you guys could see. In here, Zun 2 casted the Art of War. Now, based on my understanding, is that there is a gain of 100 rage per turn. So let's say 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, and 800, 900, and then 1000. As soon as he launched that first attack, that's a gain of a rage, like a gain 100 rage. And then he casted the Art of War skill at turn 10 when he had gained this 1000 rage. And if we looked at, so if we've earned 1000 rage in here for turn 10, I should earn another 1000 at turn 20 and cast my Art of War skills, or Zun 2 cast his Art of War skills because I don't have that skill by myself. So let's look at the turn 18. So here, he had casted the Art of War skills 2 turns earlier. So he had gained 50 rage each in here in 2 turns, basically, if he cut it short by in the turn 20. So how did that happen, right? How did that happen? Remember the skill of Zun 2. Let's go back to the Zun 2 skills. And it says here, Zun 2 gains additional 50 rage from each target hit. So let's go back again. This is the battle log. And once we've hit that turn 10, we've gained 50 rage here. Zun 2 have gained 50 rage. Now, remember there is 2 enemies, 2 barbarians in here. And the first skill here, first attraction here is the Art of War skill. So that's how we've attracted them in. So as soon as this hit, Zun 2 have gained another 50 rage. That's why if you add those 2 up, it's about equals to 100 rage. And now Zun 2 had reduced 100 rage, and he was able to cast this Art of War skill a lot earlier compared to if he does not have that gain of rage. So that's a benefit, right? If you can if Zun 2 can keep on casting a lot of rage, basically, a lot of this Art of War skill, and if there's multiple, like a clash, if there's like multiple, like 3 enemies in that surrounding area, then he can target that, so he can reduce 150 rage. I think that's a pretty good deal, right? And I hope this was kind of really helpful for you guys. And I know there's not a whole lot of a topic about the battle logs and how you've gained rage. And this is how kind of understand how Zun 2's rage works. And I've actually contacted the developers in the game. As you can see, you can actually message them in game also and ask them about how stuff works. And I've asked them about how rage is being earned. And they've mentioned to me that rage is being earned by 100 per turn. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment your opinion. And make sure don't forget to like and make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll definitely see you guys in the next video.